The meeting that made me go to HR. So after Karen slid that paper across the desk, the one where she wanted me to sign a social media conduct agreement she basically invented, I just stared at it for a second. Then I said something simple. "I'd like some time to review this." She didn't look happy about it. She leaned forward and said, "Well, I'd like it signed today." That's when I realized she was serious. So I took the paper, nodded, and left her office. The second I got back to my desk, I opened the employee handbook, and I went through the whole thing again. There was nothing about personal social media like what she described, nothing about needing approval, nothing about representing the company 24/7. So instead of signing it, I started doing something else. I started collecting evidence. I saved screenshots of the Slack messages where she commented on my posts. I saved the times she referenced my Instagram stories at work. I even wrote down the exact things she said during the meeting. And the more I wrote, the worse it sounded. Because this wasn't just a strict boss anymore. This was someone monitoring employees' personal lives. So the next morning, before Karen even arrived at the office, I scheduled a meeting with HR. When I walked into the meeting room, I honestly expected them to brush it off. Small company, manager versus employee. You know how that usually goes. But once I started explaining everything, their expressions changed. I showed them the screenshots. I explained the meeting. And then I handed them the printed agreement Karen tried to make me sign. The HR manager read it once, then read it again. Then she asked me a question that immediately made my heart start racing. "Did Karen tell you this was company policy?" I said yes, and she just slowly nodded. Then she said something that made the entire situation feel way bigger than I expected. She said, "Thank you for bringing this to us." Then she stood up and said she needed to escalate this immediately. And about 20 minutes later, Karen walked into the office, and HR asked her to come to a meeting room. That door closed behind them, and it stayed closed for almost 2 hours. Follow for more updates.